Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Hit Start to Play podcast. It's your boy, Big Man Jack, and I've got my co-host with me as always.
Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. I hope you're all keeping safe under the current circumstances. Anything you want to say?
I feel like you
on?
almost just forgot to introduce yourself, but you know,
I did, yeah. It's me, Ben.
it's been a weird week.
Episode.
It's been a weird week.
Yeah,
No, go on.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, thank you to the
It's
Awfully Irish podcast though for coming on last episode.
Yeah, it was a very enjoyable episode. The reception has been pretty good.
Yeah. I think that.
I don't think so.
No, we'll get straight into it then.
So news this week. We'll start with some of the juicier bits. Epic Games has just purchased Mediatonic, who make Fall Guys.
Yes.
Now, what this means, there is a statement that has been released by Mediatonic on this and what this means for Fall Guys. They said the gameplay won't be changing at all, but it means that they will have the capacity to update the game a lot more, as that was kind of one of the big issues when the game first came out, was the lack of sort of reasonably timed update.
All they did, wouldn't they? They updated, they released season 2, I think it was, and even before that, I think the only update they did was add what was it called, Big Yeetus or something? Was that what it's called? The big hammer?
Yeah, Big Yeetus.
Yeah.
Big Yeetus. Yeah.
Big Yeetus.
Yeah, so it's to kind of get more regular updates. I'm guessing they'll get more budget for that.
Yeah.
With Epic Games being a much bigger company.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a thing that they did mention, but they said nothing to announce right now, but stay tuned that with Epic Games want to make this free to play.
Oh.
Like permanently. Which obviously Fortnite and Rocket League are two sort of
big games to be free.
They've made free to play.
Yeah.
So I understand it. I think it's a game that suits it, and they have said that they do want to bring Fall Guys to Nintendo Switch and Xbox and bring features from Fortnite and Rocket League. So
you know what? I always forget it's not on Xbox.
I think this is a good thing.
Yeah.
PlayStation 3 originally.
Yeah, that's it. Like I completely forgot. Because obviously it's on PC, isn't it? But not on Xbox, which is odd for me because I thought now, especially nowadays, you know, a lot of the games that are on Xbox or like Xbox exclusives are on PC, but I guess they just
I don't know. There must have been a deal there.
Yeah.
I've not a clue. But I think this is a good thing. I'm not the biggest fan of Epic Games, but yeah, I think this is a good thing.
Why, bro? They're so epic. No?
Just pure epic. Too epic. Next up is a game that is coming out relatively soon. I'm not sure if there's an actual release date yet. It just says mid-2021. So that could mean from any time from now to 2044 with how games go these days.
Yeah, sounds about right.
But Aliens Fireteam. Yeah. So Aliens Fireteam is a free-player co-op shooter, very similar to Left 4 Dead, supposedly, but it's set in the Aliens universe, if you don't know the horror film, the really famous horror films from years ago. They've had several games, some better than others. But this game looks very good. It's basically it's a direct sequel to the Alien trilogy films, and you are playing as, I can't remember what they're called, colonial marines, I think, on board the USS Endeavour, a spaceship tasked with responding to a distress call from the outer colonies. So very similar to sort of the film's basis, distress call, go and check it out, and there's a xenomorph. So the game has 5 playable character classes: the Gunner, the Demolisher, Technician, Doc, and the Recon. The game contains 4 story campaigns with 3 missions each, and the player is accompanied by 2 allies who could be controlled by other players or AI. There are 5 levels of difficulty and 20 types of enemies, and weapon customization and character progression are present within the game. I think this sounds really good.
Well, do you know what? The most interesting thing for me is the fact that there's going to be no loot boxes and no microtransactions.
Yeah, I've heard this as well.
So
I think that's good.
That's brave, I think.
I mean, there's
I don't like microtransactions,
more.
But
no, I mean either.
I feel like you
mind
almost
it in a
have
free
to.
game, but not in. I think in a game like this, if it provides more emphasis to the gameplay, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I know.
Like microtransactions they're just a way of streaming revenue. But in a game like this, is it really
necessary?
Well, you can compare this to Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead isn't a game you'd want microtransactions on. It wouldn't suit it. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, what would it be? Just skins? It'd just be skins.
Yeah, of course. I'm just surprised in the current climate. It seems like every game they'll somehow throw in microtransactions somehow. So it's a bold move, I think. I think they're called Cold Iron Studios.
Cold Iron Studios. Yeah, it's with Disney. Disney own it.
Yes. Yeah, Disney's publishing it.
Disney publishing an Aliens game.
It's 20th century games, isn't it? I don't really know.
That was owned by Fox, I believe. But
right.
Disney bought Fox a while back, so I'm sure it's just the rights fall to them. But yeah, I'm quite excited for this. I like Aliens and I like Left 4 Dead. So
as long as Disney only publish it, don't interfere with it, it'll be all right.
Oh no, I doubt it will.
Because the last thing you want to do is be shooting aliens, and all of a sudden Mickey Mouse pops up and ruins your life.
yeah. Just like the final boss.
It's just Mickey Mouse and an alien mask.
And Goofy. Yeah. Someone say Kingdom Hearts Alien crossover.
Oh, babe, that's the collaboration we need. That's
someone make that happen.
Oh, that would be horrendous.
Someone with actual media pull here, just please.
Can you imagine in the news tomorrow, all of a sudden you see Kingdom Hearts is lined up for an alien crossover. You're just like, all right, well, I'm head out.
I'd want commission for that.
It should patent it right now.
Where's my royalties?
Yeah, 50%.
Moving on. 50%. Jesus.
I'm expensive.
Never happened. I'm an expensive date. But moving on. Hogwarts Legacy, a game we've mentioned a good few times, has, after obviously J.K. Rowling came out not too long ago and came out and said that she doesn't like gay or trans people.
J.K. Rowling can quite frankly get in the bin. I just want to point that one out.
Yeah, she can happily just fall off something heavy and high. Yeah, but yeah, so they're adding like playable trans and gay characters to the game, which I think yeah, fine.
I don't understand the issue. But
no,
some people take issue with it.
It's just like a playable character, and I don't care if it's a.
Does it affect you that much? Do you know what I mean?
But no, yeah, it doesn't bother me.
No,
but I can see why they've done it. It's a good PR move.
Absolutely,
obviously, I think with everything going on.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Actually, I don't know why I'm saying correct me if I'm wrong, because I know this for a fact. Obviously, I mentioned this before in a previous episode, like Cold War, the campaign you could pick. I think it was non-binary. I think you come up with. It was either non-binary or it was.
Yeah, you can in Cyberpunk as well.
Yeah, like I feel like this is just going to be, and it should be part of every game, like where you can create your own character. Because of the world we live in now, we're more accepting of everyone. You need to be inclusive of everyone.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing. Yeah.
So no, I rate that.
But yeah, another bit of news, and this isn't related. I don't want everyone to think this guy's left because of this. The lead designer for Hogwarts Legacy has quit after there were allegations of he has a YouTube channel that's quite old, and it was a lot of controversy on it. He said a lot of bad things.
Yeah,
and that's a lot of the reasoning why we think. But there is actually a little update to this as of today, where he released a video explaining his decision to leave Avalanche and the Hogwarts Legacy project, and he says it's not actually due to like the controversy over his YouTube channel. He said that the YouTube thing was a catalyst, but the actual straw to him leaving was apparently health-related family issues, which, if that's true, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, the issue, there is a slight issue with cancel culture here. Obviously, 2017 was a very different time.
Yeah.
And I think it would be almost obnoxious to say that everyone isn't guilty of, or not, obviously not everyone, but people are not guilty of saying things that aren't acceptable now.
Oh, of course, everyone has at some point.
But I do think it's healthy to bring them to light. But I also think that you should be given the opportunity to say, I said this previously. This is not reflective of my opinion now.
Yeah.
This is not the way we should be doing things. I think you can't change what's been said, but you can learn from it. And
you can build from it. And
absolutely. But again, that's a conversation for another day. But no, that's, if that's the catalyst for it, it's
he is. Yeah, but he has stated that family matters took a sharp turn for the worse before the YouTube controversy came out, and he hasn't really said too much other than he said that he's feeling like cancel culture is kind of taken him off of YouTube, and he's thanked everybody that defended him on YouTube, and he has decided that he wants to work in indie game development instead. And he left one last little statement saying he thanks everybody at Avalanche and Warner Brothers for their time and wishes them all the best. So I think he'll be okay.
Yeah, let's just hope that it's not an opinion that he still shares. It's.
Oh no, I don't think it is now. I don't think so, but we'll never know. I don't think now.
No, that's probably the end of it, really, isn't it? Let's be honest.
But yeah, we'll see what that means for the game. We know it's been delayed again, so I don't know.
Yeah, 2022, right?
It might get delayed again with this happening, since he was like the brain behind a lot of it.
Yeah, potentially.
But we shall see. But moving on, the Lord of the Rings tabletop game that we mentioned in a previous episode it's gone on to Kickstarter, and it has made 1.5 million on Kickstarter alone. Lord of the Rings, obviously a huge franchise, and I guess this isn't a game for me, but I do understand.
So
franchise.
I assume they have the rights for this, right?
Yeah. I don't think that's an issue.
Okay, because I was going to say,
it does seem weird, doesn't it?
With
a franchise as big as this, who owns? I don't know who owns the rights to the games.
Could not tell you.
Have a quick look. Lord of the Rings games, I don't know.
Well, it's been made.
Games I remember, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, go on.
There was some EA back in the day, and then I don't know with new ones.
It was EA Sports, wasn't it? EA Sports, EA Interactive, Sports. Whatever they're called, whatever it was called back in the day.
Yeah. So, that makes sense. Middle Earth Enterprises. So that obviously the Middle Earth Shadow of War games and all that, the Shadow of Mordor. So Warner Brothers are the primary owners. So that makes sense, I suppose. But I'm not sure who's actually making this game. If it must be. It's got a company as big as Warner.
Well, it's called the One Ring, and from what I can judge, it's made by some Swedish group who are they're partnered in Yeah, all I can see from this is that they're Swedish, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
I assume that they have rights because this is very detailed.
I'm looking at the Kickstarter thing now.
Me too, and obviously, you can see how, how detailed this post is. All the artwork,
and everything. Yes.
So I would assume
it was got it.
They've
I
got
don't
to
know
have
if it's.
this.
It might just be.
I don't want it to be another way. You remember that Half-Life? There's a I don't know if you remember the Kickstarter that they were like, we want $300,000 so we can stand outside Valve's headquarters and say we want Half-Life 3. You're like, what?
I did that for free. I'll fly there now.
Yeah. So the publisher is called
it does look like
Freely.
it does look like it must. It's got to be licensed. Whether it's maybe this is why they need such a big fund on Kickstarter, is to get to go to Warner and be like, can we do this?
Potentially.
No. Yeah, if you like this game, it's promising because it does look a lot of work is going into this from people that love the franchise. So
yeah,
look forward to that one. Going to some Grand Theft Auto stuff. Rockstar has decided they will be giving $1 million in game each month on GTA Online until it launches on PS5, which pretty nice. When does it launch on PS5? I don't actually know.
Tomorrow.
I don't think it's that far off. Yeah. PS5 release. I don't even know if there is a release date yet.
No, I don't think so. I think they just announced it and haven't actually given it a release date yet.
Yeah, it just says this year, so it could be whenever. I don't think it's their main priority right now.
Thing is, I know it's going to look beautiful, but I'm not buying it again.
No, I wouldn't. They have said it's more than just a visual upgrade. Oh yeah, I would imagine you can, yeah. But Rockstar have said it is more than just a visual update, so maybe they might add some bits. But
they need to start giving to people on GTA Online, because GTA Online to make money is just ridiculous. Like, it's so difficult. So I rate this. It's a big move.
Getting into it now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, unless you've got someone that's got everything. Like for example, I think I have pretty much everything online. So if you would, for example, you decided you wanted to play it, you'd be alright.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
But yeah, no, that's
still
good.
Something I'm looking to do actually.
Yeah, you need to. Yeah,
I'll still need to do that. But moving on to some more Last of Us stuff. I hoped we would have seen the last of this game.
Nice pun.
But
XD.
It has broken the. Yep. Anyway, that's the end of this episode. But The Last of Us 2 is breaking even more records and has gained 13 nominations at the BAFTAs for I'm not sure if this is Game of the Year or what. I can't remember. But this game seems to just be breaking every single award record going in gaming. Like,
I don't get it.
Like, I don't think. For me, it is. Don't get me wrong. It's a beautiful game, but it's so they haven't innovated on gameplay at all from the first one. It's just the story is very good. Yes, it is. Like, it is definitely a game that is fantastic. I can't deny that. But Ghost of Tsushima got robbed.
It's just because it's The Last of Us, isn't it?
Got robbed.
That's what it is. It's the name. Like, everyone had a hard on for the first one. And
the first one was absolutely incredible for sure.
Yeah.
But it might be an unpopular opinion, but I think the first one was better than the second one.
Do you know what? To be honest, I don't know if you'll actually be alone on that one. I really don't. Like, I don't think.
No, I don't think I am. To be honest,
we discussed it before about. We had that episode about sequels, didn't we? And
yeah,
obviously it's a great game, but I don't think it's ever going to live up to.
Fantastic.
The first one, in terms of, like, maybe not memory, but because obviously this one's breaking every award known to man. But I think a lot of people will share the fact that the first one is better. I can't see people liking this one more. I don't know. But that's just, I guess, my opinion.
I don't think so, personally, yeah. But yeah, anyway, we've spoke about this game enough. I think we should
pretend it doesn't exist. Yeah, got it.
About it again. Yeah. So one that's really exciting to me, and this kind of came out of nowhere, where the developers of this game kind of just came out and said, "Oh yeah, by the way, like BioShock 4 might be coming." and it might be open world with Fallout-like dialogue options. Now, oh my god, like it literally came out of nowhere, and that's very exciting to me.
So what does that actually mean then?
We don't know a lot. Not a lot has come out at all. This is something that literally came out while I was just browsing through Twitter and saw it and had a look, and just came out and said, "Oh yeah, by the way, this might be happening."
Just to let you know,
now
this might happen.
It's literally what it was. I had heard nothing of this until randomly it was, "Oh yeah, by the way, we've got this." What? Okay.
Sure.
So this for me is a great thing and a bad thing, because Bioshock for me is one of the the franchise as a whole is one of the best ones ever made.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I won't be alone with that. I think it's quite a widespread opinion that they are masterpieces. But
yeah.
And the analogy is kind of similar with like Star Wars, with the original 3 films are all considered masterpieces, and it went downhill from there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you want to tarnish anything in case the game ends up being bad. It's already an absolute, almost perfect trilogy as it is.
So the good example would be Fallout in itself, because they released Fallout 76.
Yeah, I suppose.
Obviously, Fallout's our open world, obviously, but they released something different for Fallout 76, but added multiplayer to it, and it stunk. If you get my point.
Fallout though, Fallout 1 and 2 were top-down strategy games,
mm-hmm.
and like Fallout 3 was the first 3D one, and that was hated for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Fallout New Vegas is the one everyone considers to be the best. Fallout 3 is very polarizing. Some people love it, some people absolutely hate it.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Fallout 4 again, for the most part, is hated. A lot of people don't like it. And Fallout 76 has an even worse viewpoint. Like, as a franchise, it's so beloved but so like hated at the same time. It's weird. Fallout is a weird one.
Yeah, it's a strange a love-hate relationship, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's one of them where it's 2 massive franchises that Bethesda have with Elder Scrolls and Fallout. It's
brave.
Scrolls seems to have sort of the opinion that there's very rarely a bad Elder Scrolls game, or if possibly hasn't been one.
Right.
Whereas Fallout's kind of like the second child. It's kind of like the second child that came and is sort of, they love it, but not as much as.
Yeah, because we all know the first child's like the most loved one. Because my parents love me so much, being the oldest child, so I get it. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, and I just think they need to be careful with, because I've never played BioShock personally. Going back to like BioShock, I know obviously I know what the games are about and I know what they play like. To jump to like an open world game like Fallout,
just
be careful not to make it so everyone in about 5 years' time it's like, yo, remember BioShock 1, 2, and 3 banging? Remember BioShock 4 garbage? Do you know what I mean?
Killed the entire and that's what I don't want from games that are so beloved and wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
But with time will tell. We don't know anything about this, so it's not worth jumping to anything yet.
No,
until we know. So next, Doom. We've been talking about Doom recently. If you haven't listened to the soundtrack, please do. It's fantastic.
Mate, it's gonna make you want to like.
Oh, it gets me hyped. Like, I'm ready to go to war. Listen, the only thing they fear is you. Oh my god!
Mate.
Please listen to that. It's fantastic. But
it's
Doom,
the one.
Yeah, Doom 3, old game. It kind of brought Doom into the 3D first-person shooter world. Obviously, Doom is a very old sort of. It's 2D, but it looks 3D the way they've done it. So it's technically classed as like the first 3D.
It's a banging game. That's what you need to know.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest first-person shooter franchises ever made. Doom 3 was a bit stinky. It wasn't great, but it led the way to what Doom we have now, which Doom, like the Doom and Doom Eternal, were the two of the best first-person shooters to come out in the past decade, for sure.
I mean, admittedly, Doom Eternal is absolutely broken, but yes, I agree.
Right, an absolutely fantastic franchise, and Doom 3 was all right, but it's coming in VR now. This is magic to me, because Doom is obviously supposed to be a freaky game. Doom 3 went sort of more the horror route, whereas obviously Doom that we know of now is all about you just shoot everything, just kill everything. Like,
that's my kind of game.
Yeah, literally, it's just one of them. Doom 3 went the more sort of horror-y route.
Yep.
And that in VR could be magical, but it could also be just a complete mess. So
it's got the potential to be really good.
March 29th. Yeah, so that releases March 29th. Pick it up if you like. I think that one could actually be quite fun.
If you like VR games, buy the game.
Yeah. If you liked Alien Isolation in VR, you'll probably like this. It's a similar sort of thing. So, one that I'll get to after. I'll get to that one after, actually.
Yeah.
But Bethesda, going back to Bethesda joins Xbox. It has officially actually gone through now. And one bit of news with this that I don't like, and a lot of people I don't think will like, is that it's confirmed that Bethesda titles will be Xbox Game Pass exclusive now. Oh, no.
I'll tell you what, we'll let that sit, because episode 12, if that's something you're interested in and you want to hear us rant about Bethesda joining Xbox, make sure to tune in next week, where we slate them to the ground and upset everyone. But yes, that is...
Yeah.
That's all we'll say for now.
Teaser for next week. Stay tuned. But yeah, that's all we'll say. Moving on, Gordon Hall, the founder of Rockstar Leeds, who was behind some of the games like Red Dead Redemption, LA Noire, and Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars, has sadly passed away. Rest in peace to him, and I hope his family and friends are doing well.
That seems to be it's a horrible thing, and it's...
Yeah. It's
51 as well. He's not even old.
Yeah, he wasn't old. No, bless him. But yeah, my thoughts go out to his family and friends.
Yes, sir.
Peace. Final bit of news before we get onto the topic, and it is relevant to the topic, is a new trailer for Outriders has just come out, which shows sort of lore for each of the character classes. It's quite a cool trailer. If I remember, I'll link it down below so you guys can take a look. It's pretty cool. It's just one of the characters talking about how the Outriders were made and things like that. It's quite nice.
Do you know what?
But that leads us on.
Actually, for once, this is a hit start to play exclusive.
Oh.
Well, it's not, but it's the fact that I'm coming to you with a bit of news, which...
Oh my God.
We're going off the cuff here, boys, right? So for anyone that's interested, and if you've made it this far, I have absolutely nothing to do with news gathering, because I am the least organized human being in the world. If it wasn't for Ben, I wouldn't have any clue what I'm doing. If it wasn't for my missus, I wouldn't have a clue what I'm doing in my real life. All I do is I record, I edit the podcast, and I upload everything. That is about as far as it goes.
yeah, I do everything else.
And I tweet.
Oh, yeah, you do tweet.
So we share, but he does all the research and I just put it together. That's all that matters. Anyway, Outriders is coming to the Xbox Game Pass on day one, apparently.
Yes, yeah, I did see that actually.
So,
but yeah, I think that's kind of good. The Xbox Game Pass, to be fair to Microsoft, is actually good. Whereas PS Now, I found, was a bit.
PS Now can get straight. Sucks.
Yeah, the thing I found with PS Now, was trying to play old games on it. It just lagged.
Yeah,
all the time.
I think that might be the PS4 as well, but yeah.
Oh yeah, because you got to stream it, so it's it's a right nightmare.
I might have to try it on the PS5.
Game Pass is actually good. Yeah, it could be good. They're constantly doing free trials, so yeah, we shall see. But yeah, I do like the Game Pass. It is actually quite solid compared to PS Now. But let's get on with what we actually want to talk about, and that is Outriders. And obviously, the demo has been released. Well, when would it be released? I don't know. A couple of weeks back, maybe?
Yeah, something like that.
I completely lost track of what I was saying.
It come out on the 25th of February. That's when it come out.
Yes. So 3 weeks ago now. And I have played quite a bit of this. I've spent maybe altogether 15 to 20 hours on it. And I've compiled a bunch of stuff. We streamed it as well. So go check that out. I will link that video down below for quick access. It was actually quite a good stream.
It's
more
quite fun.
If you just want to see us more laid back, you're just playing games. There you
just
go.
So you're aware, boys, we may say some naughty no words.
Yeah, we keep it like PG here on stream. It's like
this is our controlled environment.
After dark. Yeah.
Imagine the UK watershed. That's what our stream is. Our stream is after the UK watershed, where you can't get in trouble for saying certain things. That is the stream.
Yes, that's the stream.
On the podcast,
we stream earlier.
Record, I just thought that. Yeah, no,
doesn't make sense time-wise in the slightest.
It is fine.
But we spent a bit of time on this game.
We did. Well, you a lot more than me, but yeah. It was an interesting time.
Yeah, no. So we're going to be talking about what we thought of it and worries and hopes for the full release coming out, as it is a game that I think will do well, even though you'll get to our opinions in a minute, but I think this game will do well full release.
Well, yeah, I mean, you put it this way. So a couple of statistics for the demo so far. These were released March 12th. So what, 3 days ago?
Yeah, it's 3 days ago, yeah.
Over 2 million players in 1 week. This is just on the demo alone. So that comes to about a total of 9.5 million hours played.
Yeah, that's ridiculous for a demo.
Average of about 4.5 hours playtime each player. I'll tell you what.
That's decent.
What do you think's the most popular character?
Trickster.
Yeah. So Trickster is just above Pyro at 28.5%. And then one last interesting thing, about 35.6 trillion total damage has been done.
Jesus.
So, we've got
very nice.
Got a few more. Cool. I'm on it today, man.
Okay.
Got 600.
I'll just go. I'll just let you for once.
We've got 638 million total kills. 49 million player deaths from enemies. So
I think this is a demo as well.
Yeah.
We've
got
a full game.
31.8 million captain kills. Around 3.6 billion scrap that was collected, 5.4 million titanium. And the most popular weapon types are the assault rifle, the pump action shotgun, the automatic shotgun, and the double gun. So there you go. There's some statistics. So bear in mind that is just on the demo.
Yeah.
And over 1,000 players have created more than 10 characters.
I'm one of those actually as well.
So there you go. There's that's a demo. So there's a little
spicy statistics for you.
I guess that's a little push to say that if people are doing this in the demo, they've played it enough. That makes me hopeful.
Successful.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's got a good chance of when it's released being, as long as they keep it updated, good, I think.
Now, on to our opinions of this. Obviously, this is something a lot of people have enjoyed. Me and you, I don't think so much. Now, first thing, we'll start with a general chat about the game, just whatever dross we want to come out with. So, first thing I think to say, and it's a pretty important point, is the game for me just feels like Anthem 2.0. And I said this on the episode with Awfully Irish podcast, and I've said it to you about 600 times.
Yep.
It's the game. It just feels so flaccid and lifeless for the most part to me.
Yeah, no,
like
I
it's just
agree
sort
with
of
that.
very generic and average, and for me, it's a worry because Anthem had a beta that released a couple of weeks before the full game launch, and it was released in a similar sort of state to this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a worry that there's literally a couple of weeks before the full release, and it's like still the game is still a bit of a state. So
yeah, see
that's my biggest concern, I think.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think for one thing, I picked up very, very early, and I think I pretty much said this about 5 minutes into the game that just the map is just dead. Like it's just it feels really like it almost feels like they've just taken a load of assets from Unity, put them in a map, and just left it. Like they haven't done anything to it. There's nothing like, you know. I mean, I'm a killer for like the little things. So, you know, for example, like GTA 5, you know, in the sea, the waves. I know it's really minuscule, but you know when the waves go and they crash on each other and stuff like that, little things. There's nothing like that. Not that I noticed anyway. You know, there's been no extra. It didn't look like there's been an extra thought. Like the map far further away, you know, when you could see further away into the distance, looked more detailed than the actual map that you're allowed on.
Oh yeah, I think I said that
yeah,
one point
yeah,
on the stream.
yeah.
Like that looks better than what I'm standing in. Why can't go over there?
That's an issue.
Yeah,
that's a big issue.
Lifeless for the most part. Now there are bits I've spent a bit more time, so like there are bits that redeem this, like the hub area, the main, you know,
yeah.
But like your home base, I spent quite a bit of time just walking around and talking to people, and it like as you explore it a bit more, there is a bit of life. Yeah, like people are just having conversations and chatting about stuff while you're gone, and like time continues. So there's a bit where I don't know if you remember, but when you're heading downstairs and there's some geezers like trying to push someone off the edge.
Yes, yeah.
I don't know if you remember. Yeah. When you come back, I didn't clock this when we were playing because we were just miserable. But it was like when you come back upstairs, the geezer's fallen, and the guys that were pushing him have been arrested.
Really?
And it's like
okay,
that's attention to detail there. Like there's actually, it's like events are happening while you're gone. You come back and sort of like small things have changed, which is quite nice.
All right, that.
But one thing with this that I noticed is that a lot of the NPCs will just be having conversations.
Yeah.
Them conversations do not change.
Right.
They will be having the same conversations every time you're there.
I feel like that's my missus having a go at me. Having the same conversation every single time and I'm not listening.
Yeah, that's kind of what it feels like.
Yeah.
It's like 50-50. There's some really nice attention to detail there. And then some others where it's been overlooked, and I don't know if that's going to be something they fix or like change in the full release. But
problem with that is, I think if it was a beta, I'd be like, yeah, no, they're probably going to change it because they receive feedback on whatever. Demos, generally speaking, are the final game just a part of it, aren't they? For people to test and to get used to things and stuff like that. So it's not like it's right. Obviously, they will do things.
No.
Yeah. But it's not like, right, what do you think we can add to this? What do you think we can do? This is what could we update? You know, what little bits could we change? Not big game changing things. And that's one of my major concerns is that there are a lot of things in the game that just seem really flaccid, seem really like just not very exciting.
Oh, yeah.
And this is what they've come up with, and the final game comes out at the end of this month.
This is,
doesn't it?
This is a small portion of the full game.
That's what I mean. That's what makes me really concerned.
I feel like it's going to be a game that just has a fat day one patch that's going to fix all stuff.
Yeah.
Because there are problems. So getting a bit more to sort of more issues, like with sort of exploring and the world is this. In every game like this, there's journal entries you can collect and read about the world and some of the characters. But they're like, it's like trying to, for me, it's like just trying to read, like, I don't know, like the Bible or something. It's like I just can't do it. I'm just sitting there like reading this like essay. Yeah, they're just dull and pointless. Like, and in contrast to this, Horizon Zero Dawn, which I think has some of the best lore going because it's actually interesting. It's like Horizon Zero Dawn, just a quick little tangent. So the world goes boom, and Zero Dawn is the last ditch effort to save humanity by pretty much putting humanity back to like the Stone Ages. It's like a big simulation of the Earth to try and save it. And a lot of the journals you find are what the Earth was like before this, and it's really interesting to read a lot of it. Whereas in this, I couldn't care less. Right. It's like you get journal entries for like, I don't know, what a new area you go into, and it's just so dull. It's like even the game doesn't care. Like, so why am I? I quite like lore. I like reading into all this, and it's like,
if the game doesn't care, why am I supposed to care?
Yeah, the game doesn't make me care enough.
Yeah,
and I think I had another point on that in my notes, where with the story, the game doesn't make me care enough about the story to care enough. And it doesn't help the game is very easy. I think we both found it. Like the game was very easy.
In all honesty, I was just chilling. Like I wasn't really like.
Yeah, I was just running around gung hoing everybody.
Yeah.
And it was just like I've played it past where we got to when the game just stopped working for me. And it's still like the boss in the demo is a guy called Gauze. And he's a big, like, think of like Electro from Spider-Man. He's like that.
Right. Yeah.
And he is pathetically easy.
You could put like blow him and he'll fall over.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, it's just
I meant like a puff of air. That's what I meant. Shut up.
He's so easy. Like, do you remember the captain boss fight in the side quest?
Yes.
Like,
that was more
tough.
He's
easier than him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like it's easier. Like Gauze is easier than him. Like, because it's just a massive open arena, and it's just 1-on-1. It's literally just you and him scrapping.
What's the point?
And depending on class, I'll get to my class, like the class notes in a bit. But like, depending on what class you are, he can be ridiculously easy. So yeah, it is a worry how easy. I ended up getting to World Tier 5, which I think was the highest in the demo you could get to.
Yeah, I do believe so.
And then even then, it still wasn't difficult to go through it solo and bits. Like, there are circumstances that can make it harder, but we'll get to that with classes. But yeah, very easy.
That's an issue. That's a big issue though. If the game's way too easy, you're gonna finish it in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's the thing for my notes that I was finding. I was running through with each new class in an hour. Like, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't difficult.
Obviously, it's a demo. Like, we get that, but like I just said, like just because it's a demo, it's still what the game's gonna be. It's just a snippet of it.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So who's to say that entire thing isn't going to be like that?
Yeah, we don't know. I mean? That's the thing. We don't know. Obviously, the full game has World Tier 15, and I'm guessing it scales with how many players you have as well.
You should hope so.
Yeah, we'll see. But at the minute, yeah, it seems very, very easy.
Yep.
Character classes, I think, are very cool. I like them, other than Pyro, but I will get to that. But I think for the most part, the character classes are cool, and they provide sort of different play styles.
Yeah,
which is nice.
Yeah,
very Borderlands-esque, which for me, I like Borderlands, so
it'd be cool to see an introduction to new, like to more classes, because I can see.
Oh yeah, they will. There'll be DLC.
There has to be, because I can see that getting very boring very quickly.
Well, it's not hard to max them.
That's what I mean.
At all.
I could see it.
Well, I managed to max them for the. Yeah, It's not difficult, but yeah, there's granted there's going to be DLC with new characters and whatnot for sure.
Yeah.
But other than that, in terms of just general things that I could think of, the game's very fast paced in the action, which I like.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was, you just get straight in and fight people, which is nice.
No, that's true. I mean, that's the advantage of really gung ho
action.
You know.
Yeah, and that's why I think the classes work, because a lot of them are just full balls to the wall, just fight.
Yeah.
And I think it works. That's one of the redeeming factors. I think the actual action of the game is quite fun. Like it's a fun game to play, be it lifeless, but it is quite fun just to run around shooting things.
Yeah, if you want like a chill game that you're not really like gonna stress too much about, you just want to chill, play something, like shoot some people, then yeah, I would say it's a good shout to go for, I think. But like I said, I find it difficult to get past the lack of life, to be honest.
Yeah, I was struggling. With the end of my 20 odd hours onto it, I was struggling. It's the action is great and all, but when you don't care enough, and things like with the game being too easy, the healing is way too overtuned.
Don't even get me
way too
started.
Like, we will get to specific classes in a bit, but yeah, the healing is way too much. Like just passively.
Yep.
It's so easy to just not die.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. It's way too easy. And it kind of just, that's what makes it somewhat lifeless as well, is it's fun to just run around shooting things, but when there's almost no consequence to it, like it feels like you might as well.
You know what I plan almost, isn't it?
Like,
you know, you just kind of like grab on your controller.
We were on the stream.
Yeah, like we were more like entertaining each other.
Yeah, we were just chatting utter nonsense. Like we weren't even talking about a game. It was literally just we were running around just shooting things, just as if it was something on in the background.
Yeah. You kind of just have your controller in your hand, and you're like, yeah, that'll do. So, how's your mum? Do you know what I mean? You're just kind of like waffling at that point.
It's just kind of you're there.
Yeah.
But like. One thing that annoyed me a little bit is every character seems to have the same gear. There doesn't seem to be any sort of like class specific gear. And I don't know if that's like in Destiny, for example, you obviously had armor that looked all different depending what class you were.
Yes, you could tell whose class was who other than the abilities, right?
Yeah.
For Destiny, you could see a warlock, etc. You could tell.
Yeah. Like, is it Colossus or whatever they're called? You could tell like what was what. I think it was somewhere. Yeah, I might be thinking of Anthem. Quite possibly, but Anthem had similar issues. Like you could briefly tell who was who, but all the gear and stuff was very just generic and a bit.
Yeah, generic chest plate 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's like if there is specific gear, you wouldn't be able to tell. Like it would just be like chest plate of the gods, and you'd have to kind of work out what character like class it's for. There's nothing that strikes out going, trickster's like assassin hidden blade or something that you can immediately tell, all right, this is for him.
But you know what?
All just very generic.
I did just think of a good point. Like I think I played probably about 5 or 6 hours of it or whatever. Thinking about it now, there's nothing really like unique in terms of like even the classes for me, nothing that makes it stand out from any other game that it's like,
No, it doesn't.
There's nothing like, obviously Destiny has its own thing. I never played Anthem, so I can't comment. And I even remember like if anyone remembers like Lost Planet, they had their own little thing, But this kind of it's just a bit of everything. Like, but it's nothing. There's nothing. That's like, oh yeah, no, you remember that from Outriders. Do you know what I mean? Like, whereas like from Destiny, you remember like the Crucible and stuff like that. Like, oh, you remember that from Destiny, or you remember the Warlock from Destiny. Whereas no one's going to turn around to you and say, do you remember the Pyro from Outriders? And like,
yeah, that's the thing. Like with Destiny, as much as Destiny gets a lot of hate for being not like a very mediocre game, I think Destiny is probably the best example we've had in a long time of this sort of loot and shooter sort of game.
Yeah,
like
I agree.
Like co-op. It probably is, and
I think it's done well for itself, considering. Like, I know it gets a lot of stick, but
I think it's because why it gets a lot of stick is just Destiny was created by the people who made Halo 1 and like 2.
Yeah, it's hard to
And it's
compete when
not
you've done
Halo
something
1
like
and
that.
2.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, and the thing that with Destiny, a little bit of a tangent that got me, and Video Game Donkey did this like perfectly in his review of Destiny years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Where he said the same creators who gave us Halo Combat Evolved and like Halo 2 that did it so perfectly, I think even Halo 3, that did multiplayer co-op shooting so perfectly, could get Destiny. And it is a point. Like, he's right. They come out with this, and it's like, I understand. But I don't think Destiny's that bad, to be honest.
No.
It's better than this. Like, I think
I agree
would
with
rather
that.
play Destiny than this.
Yeah, no, I
don't know what I'd rather play. Like Anthem or this? Jesus.
See, I've never played Anthem, so
it's very similar to this, except you can fly. That's pretty much it.
Right. Okay. Well, I mean, I could play this,
Like,
drink a lot of Red Bull, and then I could fly. Like, what's the difference? You know what I mean?
Like, yeah. But yeah, I think like going back to like gear and all the loot, the snipers were very satisfying to use. I found like a bit sensitive, but other than that, they were very very satisfying. Like if you get a headshot, it's like Call of Duty World at War where you blow someone's limbs off. That's what it does. It's really satisfying. But other than that, yeah, the gear sucks. There's no real sort of
just go on a huge tangent.
Talking
be like,
point.
yo, this is bottom line sucks. End of episode.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just dull.
Yeah.
But getting on to like technical notes for the games, obviously this is something we can both talk about more because you played it on PS5, I played it on PS4.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what this was like on PS5, but the devs have even made statements about fixing this as well. Frame rate was a massive issue.
Yeah, see, I didn't suffer with anything.
Was awful.
Really?
Yeah, that's like on older consoles, yeah, the frame rate was a massive issue. Like there was some when you'd load into a world for the first time, it was like you could count the frames. It was literally like 3 frames a second. If
just counting the pixels, like, look at this.
It literally a PowerPoint presentation. You could see every like little frame.
What little word art pop
it's
up.
That bad. Yeah, just like a little seminar before you can load into your little lifeless world.
That's an issue when not ever like the next gen consoles are just in the bin. So that's a major issue. They need to sort. They need to.
Yeah, they do need to sort it. I get it. It's a next gen game, but if you're still releasing it for old gen for £60 or $60, whatever.
Yeah, that's a big thing, right? I forgot about that. This game.
You need to fix that.
£60 for this. Like, yeah, all right. I mean,
yeah, that's the thing. I don't know how long the game is going to be at full release, but £60?
Give it a month and it'll be £20 in CEX.
Yeah, it'd be free for a month on PS Plus in a week.
Yeah.
So it's like
I'll do. Yeah.
Like the graphics as well on old. I don't know what it's like for you, but the graphics are very dated.
Well, put it this way.
It looked like an older game already.
Well, I mean, I put it this way. So obviously, the next gen console has the ability to make a game look so realistic that you almost feel like you're there, right? To put it into perspective, it was almost like I was playing Super Mario 64. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, it wasn't nearly that bad. Like, obviously, I'm exaggerating.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not that bad.
Compared to what the next gen console is capable of, it was the equivalent of playing on a Nintendo 64. It didn't use any of the capabilities of a next gen console. I don't think, anyway.
Yeah, for me, it seemed like a PS4 launch title.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
graphic wise,
Yeah, I could agree with that.
But that's a problem that they might tune for the full game. We don't know.
I hope so.
But we'll see. But one for me was just the constant crashing. Like the constant crashing, the signing in bug that
We have
just
to keep restarting
more,
console.
Yeah, it's not like game breaking, but it's just annoying.
Yeah. Yeah. It is very frustrating when you're trying to like play the game and then all of a sudden it takes you about a month to get into it.
Yeah, it's just constant signing in, like, and it just stays on signed in forever, and you keep having to reset the game.
Yep.
And it like 3 or 4 times later, if you're lucky, you might get in, and then you get in, the game crashes anyway. So it's like, sweet. And this is a problem that's still not fixed.
Yeah, I've seen tweets about it.
Demo. Yeah, I know it's a demo, but you need to fix these before the game comes out.
Yeah, otherwise you're gonna have a release day. Imagine release day when it actually like sells out, and people are trying to log in. You've got about 4 million tweets every day. Like, yo, why can't I play this game? But just 60 quid on.
Yeah. I think that's the only things I picked up. Oh, actually, no. One thing that took me a while to notice, but I did clock when I started fully paying attention to the cutscenes and everything, is gunshots in cutscenes are out of sync, and it really bugs me.
20 out of 10.
Like, he'll shoot, and then the gunshot sound will happen like 5 seconds later.
This went through QA testing.
Really noticeable. Well, you'd hope so, but I don't know if that's just something that they're going to fix. They can't leave that in.
A problem, like I've noticed, you've said it about 6 times, is hoping they're going to fix. It shouldn't be a point of hoping they should have just never been an issue in the first place. So that makes me wonder if they're just going to release it, hope that it sells, and they'll be like, all right, see ya. Do you know what I mean? Just be like,
yeah, I get that.
That's that. Cool. We got what we wanted. It's a big what if, I think.
Yeah, I think that's all the technical sort of notes I had. I don't think there's much else. I don't know if you have anything else. But
don't think so.
But moving on, let's go to sort of story and characters now. Oh God, I just don't care. Like, so the plot of the demo, anyway, is so your characters just become altered, is what they're called. When you get powers, it's like the storm happens, and you have a 0.0003% chance of surviving the storm and becoming altered, or you die.
The Fortnite storm.
And it's one of the what's is it like the storm eye or something?
Something like that, yeah. Yeah, it's coming to get you. That's actually what happens when you lose in a battle royale. You become altered. You don't actually die. Don't worry, boys.
Yeah, but so the whole plot is your character's wondering, why am I altered? What's happening to me? And he goes to find his old friends from the prologue, and don't care.
It's like just didn't ask. Like, I'm not even remotely interested in anything this character's telling me right now.
No. And it is the perfect segue on stream when this was happening in the plot. You went, "Who's Jacob?" And I said, "I don't know." And you just went, "I wish he was dead." Because that's how much we cared.
I was just skipping it. I was just like, "Don't care. Didn't ask. Not interested. Yep, sick. Cool. Let me kill stuff."
And like Jacob,
I still don't know who Jacob is.
You haven't played the demo. Jacob's not dead, he is alive. And Jacob and Shira are the 2 characters from like your past, from the prologue, that are alive.
Right.
And like Jacob and Shira, when you first meet them again, are just dull. But they do open up quite a lot more as you keep talking to them a bit. Shira more than Jacob, I think. They're okay characters, but they're nothing that's going to scream out at you like, this is like an S tier character here. Yeah. But they're pretty forgettable.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, like, like the voice acting is so bland. Yeah. Well,
I reckon they've just got on Fiverr and be like, "Yo, we need voice actors."
The voice acting's awful. It's not good at all. And like, leading on to this, Lord Seth is this. He's like, I don't watch anime, but we all know the memes. with like the anime badass character who walks very slowly everywhere, knows he's a big deal. The height
me,
is
pretty much.
just
Yeah.
really up himself. Yeah, you. That's Lord Seth. Lord Seth is like some altered, and he's like mega powerful, and he knows it, and he just slowly walks around everywhere, like talking to everyone like they're garbage. He just goes around going like, "Oh, I don't need to get involved with your petty human conflicts," and things like that.
Mate.
He just, yeah, he's just like the cringy sort of edgy character.
Oh, I couldn't
He's
be
like,
asked for that.
he's like, there's a point where you fight Gores. And you kill Gores, and then you're talking to Seth. Seth isn't like a villain. He's like a good guy, but he don't tend to really get involved. He's just kind of there.
Right.
And
like every other character. Just kind of there.
Yeah, pretty much. And he's like talking to you about what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then he like does a load of magic, powerful stuff to just sort of reminds the player, by the way, this guy's really powerful.
Yeah, by the way,
and then
I
he
got powers.
just says, "Oh, I don't get involved." Yeah, he's like, "By the way, this guy, like, watch out." And he's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I don't get involved in your like petty human conflict. I've got bigger things to deal with," and he just walks off. And it's like, why?
Why bother?
Into an anime?
Yeah. That's almost like, you know, when someone comments on something that they're like not in, like, you know, you say, "Oh, is Twitter down?" And they'd be like, "Oh, I don't know, I'm using Instagram." Like, why'd you bother telling me that? Like, why am I interested? Like, does that help me? No, that's a bit like that, isn't it? Like, you know, you're just like,
and that's yeah.
Oh, by the way, I'm really powerful,
Seth,
so I'm not getting involved. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much what he does. He's just like, he's mega powerful and he knows it, and he's that type of character.
Right.
Where I think it's supposed to be like hateable, but
I already hate
that's
him,
just
but
what I got from it. The only character, this says a lot actually. The only character that I actually liked was Ava, and you literally see her for like 5 seconds. Like you save her at a side quest, and then you unlock her as a shop. She's like the woman that sells guns. Right. And she's quite a nice character. She's a light-hearted character that's quite like bubbly and friendly.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like they were teasing like your character and Ava getting together. That's what it seemed like to me. But like she feels like when you've just been out in the field for like a couple of hours fighting, you need to go sort all your gear out. She's like the only sort of welcome break from the action you get is going and talking to her.
Right.
That was quite good. Other than that, the characters are just there, and I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
But that's just what I got from it. I don't know if you got anything different.
No, not really. I just didn't really care. Like, in all honesty, like I know it takes a lot for me to be interested in the game and its story, but like I genuinely did not care. I was not even remotely interested.
No. Me neither.
That's why I skipped every cutscene.
Yeah,
I was like, all right, sick. You know.
Yeah. No, I agree, to be honest. But like moving on to character classes, this is something that more people I think will care about.
Mm-hmm.
What are the character classes like? And I've ranked them based on how fun I think they are. I'm not gonna try and sit here and rank them based on viability. I can't bother.
No, it's not worth it.
First one I'll talk about is like Trickster. Mm-hmm. Trickster's very fun. I'll give it that. Obviously, it's the most popular class. It's very fun. Assassin kit, very high mobility, quite a high skill cap. I think once the game is fully out and they've fixed some issues, I think the character design is really nice as well. It's just cool, isn't it? Like, yeah, just an assassin that teleports about and kills things. It's a fun character to play, and I can see why it's really popular because it's fun.
She's standard.
The healing passive, yeah. But the healing passive on this character is way too strong. It basically rewards you for killing enemies near you. So that like he heals a lot and gains shield for enemies he kills that are near him. So the style of play that's designed for him is a hit and run play style, which is like obviously assassin. You hit and then run. Yeah. But because of the over-tuned healing and shielding, it's more just like a hit run.
You just stand there and keep hitting. There.
Yeah, all I was doing when we were playing was just teleporting in the middle of everybody with a shotgun and just standing there.
Yeah, that's
and
a
I didn't
huge
need
issue.
to do anything else. And it kind of made the character like it's supposed to be a high skill character, clearly. Like,
But at the
but
moment,
it's
as it
not at the
currently
moment.
stands, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is a great character for if you have like an aggressive close combat assassin-y play style in these games. It's very fun. I do recommend Trickster a lot. But I think he would struggle to solo. I wouldn't solo this character. Like against large groups and against bosses, I think you will struggle solo. This character suits having a support or a devastator, I think, with you. But that's just me.
By itself's probably not the smartest option.
No. It'll be doable, but there's better options now for solo. But moving on to that, and one that you spent most of your time on was Pyro. I found Pyro really generic.
Yeah, it kind of
like
I was kind of just letting you get on with it. Like I didn't really do anything. I was kind of my abilities felt almost like I'd like be there and I'd be like, yeah, I'm part of the team, guys. Hello. And then I'd get like dogpiled. I'd press my ability and then I'd be full health and then I'd just let you kill everyone again. Like it was almost pointless. Like didn't really understand why I was there.
That's the thing I found with Pyro. Pyro is a mage, is like the game's sort of mage. So it's very generic, but like your standard like CC abilities with nuking. They're quite powerful abilities, but they're just that. It's just your very generic mage that it's good for solo for sure. Pyro's probably the best solo character. I would think.
Yeah.
Like potentially, well, I'll get to the other one in a bit, but Pyro's a very good solo, very safe, quite good range. The abilities can go through walls as well, is something I noticed while testing.
Right.
So it's very strong, I would think, just purely because it's safe.
Yeah.
It's your safe bet.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Healing ability is still too strong. Like you heal just for burning stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb. Like the fact that you could just throw a fire at someone and then heal, like pretty much. Like there'd be a point where I'd be like 10 health, and then I'd throw my ability out, and then the next thing I know I'm full health, and I haven't got anywhere near anyone. I'm like, right.
And this is what it's like with most of the characters in the game as well, where the healing is just way overtuned.
Yeah,
and I think this character's okay, bit generic. It's I think ideal for solo play. This character is like Pyro doesn't really link with anybody. Like whereas you have genuine good like Technomancer, Devastator's a great combo. Technomancer, Trickster, Devastator. This doesn't really link. Like there's no combo that jumps out at me with this.
Yeah, it's
just kind of your generic magey sort of character. Yeah. But if you like just sort of like it reminds me of just Mario or Mario Kart where like the stats are just all round.
Yeah.
The all round middle of the ground character. I feel like this is what Pyro is.
Yeah, that's a very good analogy actually.
Yeah. But that's about all I had for Pyro. That's the one I spent the least amount of time on because it was just a bit dull.
Yeah, to be honest, there's not really much to it. It's not like there's not much to talk about when it comes to. Pretty much covered it. It's just kind of dead, really. I think.
Yeah. But moving on to Devastator or the tank, very very bulky. Even though I believe they have the same base health. You definitely take less damage as a Devastator for sure. I was noticing, but you take very minuscule damage, but it's a tank class. Her abilities or he, depending what you make. I was playing it as a woman, so I'll probably refer to it as her. So abilities seem to do way too much damage. Like these abilities nuke for sure. They one shot for the most part, and it's very fun. Don't get me wrong, it's a fun. Devastator is very fun.
Yeah,
because you're very tanky and you have a lot of mobility. It's like Trickster-esque where you're designed to get in the middle of everything.
Right.
And Devastator has a jump ability that like it does like 80 something base damage, so you can one shot people easily with it.
It was a lot of damage, but to make up
Yeah, it was very strong. I was noticing. To make up for that, the abilities do have a higher cooldown than other classes,
I should hope
which
so.
makes sense. They are very good. Yeah, because they're like, I don't know, what you call it, an ultimate ability. Like it's called Golem, and it makes her like really, really tanky.
Right.
It gives her like stone skin, I think, something like that, and just makes her a big walking wall.
Okay.
And again, like Trickster, great for if you want like an aggressive close combat sort of style. But I think if you would prefer a character with a lower skill cap, Devastator is definitely for you. I think
Yeah.
it's fun.
Kind of just
It's a
your
fun
basic
character to play.
tanky character that you can just run in and do what you got to do and then get out and
Yeah,
still be alive.
I think the healing is a bit more balanced with this character. I don't think the healing is too outrageous.
Right.
Like it was all right. I think it was just for killing things close to you again, but it's like her abilities obviously are very good, but her firepower I think is the stat isn't as high as like the Trickster.
So to make it,
So
I
it's
guess, a
like she is a
balance.
tank. Well, yeah, and it is very fun to play. It's like the style of play is very just sort of face rolly, easy to play character, and the class feels powerful. You feel like you're doing stuff. It's quite nice.
Okay, I wrote
But
that.
I struggled. Yeah, I struggled to solo bosses with Devastator.
Right.
Not great for it at all. I was having it took a while. Like it was doable, but it took a long time.
Okay.
But that's about that. All I have for Devastator. I don't know if you want to add anything.
No, it just kind of sounds like your generic, like, big boy tank. You know, does a lot of damage, take a lot of damage. That's about it, really.
Yeah, that's what it's really intended for.
Yeah.
But last one, and this one I'm still undecided on this one. Technomancer.
It's a support
Healing
character,
mechanic on
correct?
this again. Yeah, just bog support. Heal your allies. Place like turrets down to support.
Yeah.
I think the healing mechanic on this is potentially the best one.
Okay.
Is you literally just heal for damage dealt.
Right.
So she has two turrets that she can spawn for her base abilities. She's great long range. She's great long range with like snipers, whatever you want to use, while you have your turrets doing other bits around the gaff.
The
So
gaff.
it's designed to be a long range character, but because of the healing mechanic, you can play it run and gun for sure. There's
Right.
no real downside to that. Like later on, when you're on like world tier 5 against the later enemies, you'll struggle with that. But for the most part, you can just play it how you like. No, it's
All
nothing
right.
nothing major
Do you feel like that's an issue though?
to this character. Oh yeah, they're all a bit generic other than Trickster, I think. And that's kind of the problem. It's like the turret cooldown's really low as well, something I noticed. Like you can constantly have a turret out which freezes enemies.
Right.
So it
That's a
makes it a
bit.
bit easy.
Yeah.
But she does struggle, like Technomancer struggles against large groups of enemies.
Right. So there
Because
is some form of balancing then. It's not like.
yeah, I think Techno might be the most balanced sort of character in general, as Technomancer definitely does have weaknesses.
Okay.
Like for sure. Like large groups of enemies in your face you'll struggle with. Because she is a long range character, like in
So
general.
you can't really play a solo then, is what you're saying. Like, she's not
Oh,
ideal to
you
be
can.
solo.
You just have to play slower paced. Just
Right.
put your turrets out, sit behind cover with a longer range, like an LMG and a sniper is what I was using. And like you kind of got to play a bit slower, and
Right.
it does feel a bit dull. It kind of
Okay.
slows down. One of the more redeeming things of the gameplay was it was quick. But you have to, unless you're playing with someone, if you're playing it solo, you have to slow down your gameplay, which makes it a bit dull.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Especially since there's not much
I
to it
think
anyway. You
no,
know.
this character would be best used as support, yeah, for sure. Like, but speaking of that, this is the best boss killer in the game for sure.
Because of
Gauze was no problem
the turret
with
or.
this. To the healing mechanic, the
Yeah. Sorry.
turrets,
Yeah.
yeah. All I did for the Gauze was just sit behind cover and just keep throwing turrets out. and that was pretty much it. You could just keep freezing him over and over again and
Easy as
sniping him in
that.
the head and doing. Yeah, very easy for that. But I think this is a good character if you like to play support or just players that like want to slow the pace down of the game a bit. I think this character would be good, but
For
I
whatever
would play
reason.
this as a support rather. Yeah, I don't think this is a good character to play as like a damage dealer. Like as a support with a 4-man, yeah, absolutely, go for
Yeah.
it.
It's nice to have one on the team, sort of thing.
Yeah, but in terms of like what I preferred to play, I would say least favorite was Pyro, just because it was dull.
Yeah.
Third, but close third, like these two are kind of was Techno. I think Techno would be better with a full squad rather than just playing with one or two.
Yeah. Just to sort of
Devastator
give
was
that
second.
assist.
Yeah, it's fantastic support. Devastator again. I think Devastator is quite fun on your own anyway, or two. But Devastator in a full squad could be really good fun. Devastator with a Trickster as well as a duo would be absolute carnage. Just sheer fast paced, brutal action.
All right, that.
And the first majority opinion, but yeah, this
it's
is
gonna be
right.
Trickster,
I think
innit?
it's Trickster. It's the most fun class there because it is your assassin sort of. Everyone likes to play the sort of assassin damage dealers. It's just sort of how it is in these sorts of games.
Yeah.
Like nobody wants to sit and play the support. So it's like
No, that is very
this
true.
is the most popular character.
Although, admittedly, I'm probably the kind of person that would definitely, because I used to, when we ever played Apex Legends, I played the medic. I like classes like that.
Yeah, you'd play. I can't even remember her name now.
No, but you know who I mean.
Jamaican woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. What was her name? I can't remember. It's going to annoy me. So let's move on. Yeah.
Pass.
Lifeline. Was it Lifeline?
Lifeline. That's
it. Was Lifeline.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, obviously, you've done most of the stuff. I just. I couldn't bring myself to play it more than. It's just a bit dead to me. I mean, it doesn't help that it's not the kind of game I enjoy anyway, but I think that's kind of perfect when someone like me goes to test it, because I think a true test to a game is when you can grab people that aren't, it's not their generic brand of game that they like to play, that kind of thing. But for me, it just didn't grab me at all. Just wasn't.
Yeah,
wasn't interested.
I had the same issues.
Yeah,
I think I agree. I think the game. I won't be buying it.
No,
not a 60 quid.
No, I won't be either.
If the game was on sale for like a deal of the week for like tenner, maybe I'll pick it up. But
I
wouldn't be. I wouldn't be. No chance I'll be buying this at 60 quid.
No, I'd be surprised if people do. I would be surprised.
I think it'll do well. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's all I really have on it. I think it is what it is, really.
I do, like I say, I think it's going to have mixed opinions. I think it's going to do well on release, and then people are going to realize that it's just a bit lifeless.
Same with Anthem.
And I can't see it unless they change it. Maybe not drastically is the right word, but unless they actually make improvements from what we've seen in the demo, I can't say its longevity is going to be,
No, it will end up being like Anthem, where it's released for less than 2 years and then it shuts down.
Yeah.
Because it's life, like nobody. If there's anything I've learned from Anthem, is that you can't be lazy with a genre like this anymore.
No.
Because you will fail, and it's exactly what happened with Anthem, and I feel like it could potentially be exactly what happens with this as well.
I agree.
But yeah, that's all from me, I think. I don't know if you've got anything to add.
No, just it'd be interesting to see how it plays out. That's all I want to know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But I think.
But yeah, release is April 1st.
Yes, yeah.
For anybody that is interested in that, I don't think we actually mentioned that.
Yeah, I did. I mentioned it earlier.
Oh, did you?
I did. I slipped in there, your boy. Your boy knows.
Oh,
I know.
baby.
I've got to try and pretend like I know what I'm talking about. I mean, the demo, by the time this episode goes live, the demo will still be out for, what, a week or two?
The game
so.
won't be released yet, yeah.
But give it a go,
So things may have changed.
It's always worth trying,
Yeah, it's free.
Yeah, exactly. You might like it.
You guys think. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, everyone's different. But do let us know what you guys think. We would like to know what you thought of the game, what your favorite classes, problems, or just stuff you liked. Just let us know.
But if anything's different to our opinion, don't tell me.
Okay, yeah, anything different, you're wrong.
I'm joking.
But yeah, do let us know.
Yeah, I think that is about it. I think unless you've got anything else to say, I can lead off with
we're good to do the obligatory plugins,
the boring bit. Sometimes I feel like I should just pre-record this and be like, "Hello," and just
attach it onto the end. Be like,
yeah, like no one likes this part. I don't like this part. You don't like this part, but it's got to be done. You know what I mean? Right, boys and girls.
Yeah.
You know the drill. Make sure you check us out on YouTube and to like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe. We're currently at 53 subscribers, I do believe. So let's try and bump that up to 60, shall we? We're also on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts, among other streaming platforms, which you can check out on our site, which is it's beautiful now. It's live, it works, and that is hstp.co.uk. Again, hstp.co.uk. That is updated every time we upload an episode and we upload a clip. That is the place to be if you want to keep up to date with what we're doing. Make sure you join our Discord channel. Discord server, should I say. We're trying to build a community up there. It's just a good place to be. You'll get notifications when we tweet. You'll get notifications when we upload videos. Your episodes will always go live on all streaming platforms at 6 p.m. GMT. That also includes YouTube, and these goes live 6 p.m. GMT on Sundays. Your clips will go live on YouTube Tuesdays, Fridays at 6 p.m. also. Make sure you follow us on socials. That's Twitter and Instagram at @HitStartToPlay. We're fairly active on Twitter, so that is the place where you can contact us easiest. So I think I've covered all bases. I don't think there's anything else from me, unless you've got something else to say.
No,
don't
think so. No.
Wonderful. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this episode. When this episode goes live, I will be on holiday. I'm not going anywhere because lockdown. I'm being safe and everything like that. So Ben will be in control of the Twitter for a week. So make sure you give him as much abuse as possible, and we will see you.
I'm just going to shut everything. Everything's getting deleted.
We will see you in the next episode, boys and girls. Take care and
goodbye.
Goodbye.